Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Kyle over here, Chief Strategist at FXU and Active Management. I'm here to bring you guys another screencast. It's been a couple of days. I've been trading very actively, but I haven't done any screencasts. So here today, going to go ahead and drop you some intel on what I've been trading, what I have going right now, and what do I look out for this week. Go ahead and give me a follow on TradingView. Go ahead and like the video if you like it. And you can always follow me on Instagram at Tilting Kai. That's Titon Kai Ky at Instagram. So first, quickly, I'm going to go over some of the trades that I'm running right now. What's today? Tuesday. Yes, today's Tuesday, 10 o'clock. I'm running a long in GJ right. And I've been, when I came across this analysis, I seen pound yen was deep down, buried in its bear zone a little bit, or just above it, and started showing signs that the bear market was over. So I was patiently waiting for my opportunity to take pound yen long. I waited quite some time, and then I noticed a bullish divergence that came along on the 4-hour here at the bottom. But I waited. I wanted to break these previous structure highs here before I committed the long. I wanted to know that it had commitment, that it was going to actually progress from there, and the only way to make that judgment is to watch price break significant levels to give you an idea of how much momentum is behind the price action. From then on, I did take these two long positions here, loaded in blue, and we're running some small profits so far. So that's pound yen active trade still going right now. We have targets set up here. It looks like 200 pips. We don't know if we're gonna make targets. We may bring, it may fluctuate a little bit. It may bring it here. Even though this is supposed to be predetermined, we're not 100% sure where we're gonna set it. It's gonna be in this zone, probably here. But GJ can be pretty fluid, so if it doesn't show any signs of slowing down, we're not going to stop it, sort of thing. So we'll be looking out for more on GJ off to the next pair. Now, EA, I am long on EA because I was paying attention to this consolidation zone quite tightly. And I was labeling prices where action was significantly reduced or increased, or volume, and that's why all these little lines are down here. I was usually in smaller time frames, and I was making my best idea as to what's going to happen next. And as you can see, I noticed that price wasn't able to break below these. I call them consolidation flares. They're like little flares that dip out of its normal zone, kind of like a sun flare, how it would pop off the surface of the sun and be seen tipping off into space. This is kind of like the same idea, like a consolidation flare kind of pops out, or like a false breakout, what people will call them false breakouts. So that's kind of what this was. So it gets a little breakout. I realized it wasn't going to commit and break below this lower price of 156, 179 right here, this blue. If it wasn't going to commit and close below that, I knew it wasn't going to be able to, it was going to, eventually buyers would step back in and drive the market back up. And that's what happened. I waited on the commitment as well for this price, as I waited a couple candles, and I found the proper entry. And I took my two positions long. One thing that was really important that I made sure also as commitment was that I broke this lower trend line, this downward trend line here is probably the most important thing to the trade, that I broke the trend line, and I first took my position at a break of this structure, and then I waited for it to come back and retest the broken trend line before I took my second position. And I can see here, it was in one of these candles I took the second position, and so the trade looks pretty good so far. And we'll wait to see if we meet targets. We have targets set up here. Even though previous structure high is a good target right here, I'm going to see what we could do at an EA. We're going to go ahead and active manage these two trades for a while, so we'll see where they get. And that'll be it for the current trade running. There's a few things that caused me to open these trades. The proper risk, and the proper zone, the proper entry, risk, and they look like good trades so far. So we'll move on. By the way, one more thing I want to point out on this chart: vicious. You see this candlestick right here? This candlestick right here was the hour. This was the hour. This was the make or break hour. This was the hour that people were either gonna bail or know that this isn't gonna close outside of this zone. And it really looked like it was just gonna go ahead and head down. And this candle closed up at the top, and that's time to go long at that point. But very impressive candle wick right here. This is indeed this is where the psychological of trading, things like that, rock you pretty good. So very important to pay attention to.